Cougars, Miss Englander here to tell you how to do your iReady goal setting. So every year you take 3 different iReady tests, and these tests help you to see your progress in either math or reading. And so today I'm going to show you how to do some goal setting in the area of math so that you can hopefully be on the right track to show some growth and to make some gains in the area of math. And so one way that we look at doing goal setting is by looking at our first score that we earned on our first assessment. So on your first iReady score, your first test from iReady, you would have received a score. That score should either be emailed to you from your teacher or put in a place where you can find it easily. So talk to your teacher about where you can find that iReady score. So once you have your initial score from fall, you're going to fill in your chart just like this. So let's say that my first score was a 502, so a 502. So what I would do is I would click in the text box, and I'm going to enter 502 as my initial score. Now, I need to set a goal. And so I'm going to come over here to page 2, and I'm going to look for ways to set a goal. So there are 2 types of goals that you can set. You can either choose to set an average yearly growth goal, or have some crazy awesome growth, which is what we call like your stretch growth. So one puts you on, your average yearly growth is the growth that puts you on the path of at least 1 grade level's worth of growth. So just making gains, enough gains to get you from 1 grade level to the next. Now, if you are below grade level in any of your areas, or any of your strands, you are going to want to shoot for the crazy awesome growth, because we want to see some growth that is huge, right? We want to see some gains that will help you to be able to grow more than 1 year's worth of growth for math. So I'm going to come over here and I'm going to find my score. So I said my score was a 502. So I'm going to look for my score over here, and it falls right here on the second one down. So 502. In order to grow 1 year's worth of growth, I would need to gain 13 points. In order to have more than 1 year's worth of growth, because I know that in the area of algebra and geometry, in those 2 strands, I scored less than a 6th grade standard, I would need to work hard to have crazy awesome growth, which is 25 points or more, hopefully in that area of algebra and geometry. However, if I can grow 25 points, that means that I'm making gains that are more than just 1 year's worth of growth. So I am going to choose a goal for myself that is somewhere between 13 and 25. Now, I know that by the end of the year, I want those 25 points. So for me, when I look over here, I'm going to set a goal from fall to winter that's going to help me be on track to hit those 25 points. So I think that my goal this time around, I'm going to shoot for 1 year's worth of growth right now as a, from fall to winter, half a year. So in half a year, I'm hoping that I made 13 points worth of growth so that I've already hit that 1 year. Now, how am I going to do that? So I'll fill out my actual growth once I take the test. So we'll come back and we'll see how I did on that. Now, how am I going to achieve my goal on my test? So from fall to winter, when I take my math test, a couple of things that I'm going to do personally is I am going to work the math problems on paper. So I'm going to type that in there. I also want to make sure that my goal includes reading the problem at least 2 times. And then last, I know that if the problems are getting harder for me, that I'm on the right track. So I'm going to take my best guess if the problems are too hard to solve. Now, if they start to get too easy for me to solve, then I know that I need to start doing something different with my work because that means I'm not trying hard enough. Okay? And then one thing down below here, I'm going to show growth after testing on my lessons. So something that I want to do after my lessons to ensure that I continue to grow is I want to show growth by completing 2 lessons each week. That way I'm practicing. I know also that even though those little characters sometimes drive me nuts and I don't really care to listen to them, I know that the lesson is really important to listen to. So I'm going to, I will listen to the math lesson before doing the work. That's going to be really important for me in order to make sure that I am on track to passing lessons and to show growth. So let's see here. I said I will complete 2 lessons per week. I'll listen to the lesson before doing the work. And last, I will ask for help if I get stuck. So if I get stuck, I'm going to ask my teacher for help because, you know, they can do Google Meet with me or something and help me. All right. If you are a student who does not know what to put here, or maybe you just need some ideas, you can come back to page 2 and you can look for some different ideas on what to put into your tracking sheet. Once you have your goal set here, and you have your score and what you're going to do to achieve those things, you can go ahead and submit this to your teacher, and then we will go ahead and look at how to track what your actual growth is. All right, Cougars, we know that you have been working so hard. Everything that you've been doing this from fall to winter has helped you to prepare for this very moment. Make sure that you get a good night's rest. Eat a good breakfast in the morning and make sure that you are working those problems, taking your best guess, staying focused, and really showing all that you know because, Cougars, you can do all hard things. All right, Cougars, make it a great day the Cougar way.